Welcome to Subramani. Except investing more money for a longer period of time, a human being, I don't want to say only man, a human being will do anything else to have more money. Everything else he'll try crypto, he'll try gold, he'll try platinum, he will try everything in the world. It takes a very long time for people to realize investing more for a longer period of time is the only known way to succeed. So a 23-year-old who starts with an SIP of 3,000 rupees a month and increases it by 10% every year will have a few crores by the time he or she retires, right? You have at least you have at least about 37 years of compounding. So it's fairly obvious that if your father had started investing for you when you were 0 years of age, which happens for people in certain communities, the minute the wife is pregnant, they already get the PPF form, and the day the kid is born, the PPF account is started. Well, some of us are not so lucky. Some of us hear the word investing after we reach college, or maybe after we get our first job, or after it is the December of our first job when the HR calls and threatens us and says, if you don't invest in some ATC investment, we will cut taxes. And then suddenly you scamper around and you call your neighbor and say, what have you done? Arey wo tera agent ko bhejna mere paas. And you buy something, LIC policy, National Savings Certificate, without any great application of mind. That is our first introduction to investing. Or when somebody like me keeps shouting on the top of my voice in every video saying you must invest, you must invest, you must invest, then people come with some amazing excuses, and these excuses are far more difficult to tackle if you are a product seller. Now if I just say you must invest, the people don't see that I have any vested interest in that, because the only thing I'm selling is my book or my class. To me, I'm indifferent whether you invest or you don't invest. And what are the excuses which people tell me when I train agents, etc., and I ask them, what are the things which people tell you? The most common excuses, mere paas to paise nahi hai, I just don't have money. So my argument is, if you don't have money when you're in your 20s and 30s, how will you have money in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and maybe 105? Right? You need money for that. So the first question is, what will happen if I don't invest? Well, that's a very good question to ask. Well, you will not be able to retire. I am not saying, and people then say, मुझे कोई Tata Birla नहीं बनना है, or today maybe the words have changed to Ambani, Adani नहीं बनना है, whatever, Tata Birla is not really the richest today perhaps. Anyway, that's a different topic. बॉस आपको कुछ नहीं बनना है, आप you don't have to do anything, but you have to still retire, right? You will have goals, you will get married, you will buy a house, you will buy a car, you will go for vacations, you will have your children will study, your children will get married, you will retire. Assuming you don't get married, assuming you don't have children, nothing of that, you will still retire. At some stage in life, you will not be able to work, and at that stage, you will need your money to take care of yourself. That is one solid reason to invest. And if you don't have money, you have to create money. And how do you create money? By earning more. How can you earn more? Well, in this country with an 8% growth or a 7% growth, whatever, if you can't earn money, or if you can't create wealth, something is wrong. Do something, right? Go and get an education, go and play cricket. I'm indifferent to what you do, as long as you create money. I'm not giving you the old formula that you have to get into IIT, you have to do a chartered accountancy course. That's nice. It will give you a good solid foundation. But if that is not on, there are so many other things you can do. It's not like 30-40 years ago that there were only fixed professions. You could be a radio jockey, you could run a YouTube channel successfully, not like me running like a time pass kind of a thing. You can take it very seriously. You can create content every day. There are so many content creators who are making this a full-time career. For me, it is not. For me, it is just a part-time thing. You could make this a career. You could do hairdressing, you could do catering, you could do event management. There are thousands of ways of earning money. Earning money is not as difficult as in managing money, right? Look at the last 170 years, when Birlas have gone from wherever they started to 168 years of compounding, so 50,000 crores, 1 lakh crores, the sigma of their market capitalization. At the same time, the Bahadur Shah Zafar, the king of India, has gone to penury. The people who inherited his name are living in squalor in Kolkata, right? So managing money is not so simple, but earning money is important. If you have to earn money, you have to pay taxes, you have to save, and that saving turns into investment. So first of all, go and earn money. How do you earn? It's up to you, but earn money. So saying I don't have money and why should I invest are completely wrong. You have to invest because you will retire. As simple as that. So my book is Retire Rich. To retire rich, you have to start early. People only see the name of the book, it is Retire Rich. They forget the byline which says invest rupees 40 a day. And I'm not changing that amount. It is 40 a day 10 years back, and I'm not changing it. I'm saying you have to increase it by 10% every year. Right? So first of all, find the money, do the saving, then start doing the investing. So don't have money is not an excuse. And then the question, why should I invest? Well, this is the reason why you should invest. And please make the distinction between investing and saving. Very many people who write content, who make videos, don't understand the difference between bank fixed deposit, an endowment plan, or even gold. These are not investments, these are savings, right? You have to convert those savings into investments. Investments means direct equity, or investing in equity through mutual funds, investing in real estate. These are risky, volatile assets which will give you good returns over the long period of time, but you have to have tremendous skills. Like I have very negligible or zero skills in real estate, so I have no real estate portfolio. Maybe a house to live in, an office, and that's about it. I don't have anything beyond that, and that can be taken on rent till you can afford it, right? So then the second excuse is I can't understand, it is too complicated, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. Look, my favorite line is you don't need to know how to lay an egg to enjoy an omelette. Everything you need not know. I have no clue how a plane flies. I do not know how to fly a plane. I don't know what is a combustion engine, but I know there is something called combustion engine. I know something called Wright brothers invented a plane a few decades ago. And today I can buy a ticket on Indigo and go from Bombay to Delhi. I just don't need to know how to fly a plane. All I know is I have to go to some website, book a ticket, make the payment and sit and go. That's all. So similarly, either you sit down and learn everything as to why I should buy an HDFC, why I should buy an ICICI, why should I buy a Asian Paints or Pidilite, or these are the most common examples and I'm sick of giving them, but so what, right? So, or Cholamandalam or a Coromandel, and these are in my portfolio, but then everything is some bit could be in my portfolio. So learning to buy a share, or you say, look, I don't want to do all this, I can just go and put money in a mutual fund. That's great. But again, the question of which mutual fund, mid cap, large cap, you don't want to do that also. Just go and put money in an index fund. You can't be too wrong. So it's very simple. It's the index fund is the dal chawal of the investment business. It will not kill you, right? It will not harm you at all. So that's one solid reason to do. And then with younger people, I have another funny excuse saying my parents don't allow. I find it very odd that if your parents allowed you to go into engineering, go into or medicine, or do CA or whatever, and now they tell you what you should do. And I have serious issues with this, because one girl who used to be a trainer in an insurance company, her money was being managed by a father whose last job was he was a mining engineer in Goa. That is the only qualification he had, and he was handling her investments. I know another person who was a clerk, daughter is a very senior executive, and the father handles. Daughter is not married, daughter is now, her father died recently, but her portfolio is a mess. But luckily she earned a lot of money, so not investing has not harmed her much. Lot of saving, so saving itself has taken her to double-digit crores, and she doesn't need beyond it. But this is a very, very rare exception. So you must learn how to invest. It's not to say that I don't know how to invest, I won't learn to invest. That can't work, because none of your goals in life will be met. So tell your parents that okay, you don't know how to invest, nor do I know how to invest, let's learn. or don't interfere in my life. Or what happens is the narrative changes. When a person loses money, say he lost money in 1992, he will very conveniently weave a story saying, oh, I lost money because of Harshad Mehta. You couldn't have lost money because of Harshad Mehta, right? I mean, what did you do? If you went and bought Mazda, yes, you could have lost money. But if you bought ACC, Asian Paints, HDFC Limited or things like that, yes, you would have lost temporarily, and after that you would have recovered. Let's look at what happened. You invested in 1979, you put 100 rupees in the index. Today the index is 90,000. Make no mistake, it is 90,000. Don't look at 58,000. 58,000 is not the total return index. Assuming you invested in the index in a growth plan, today it would be 90,000, not 58,000. 58,000 does not consider dividends. So dividends reinvested and compounded your money, 100 has become 90,000. Yes, this can be followed by a bad of 30-40 years, but don't think too much too hard. Just whatever you can invest, just chart, that is more important. If you think the market is too complicated, simple products have been created. Unfortunately, if your investment portfolio is one which has been sold to you and you have never bought, it means you have only complicated products where the manufacturer or the person bringing it to you, the distributor, are making money and you are not making money. That's a bad choice of products. Don't blame the world for it. It's your fault. You did not learn. And very few YouTube channel players or media want to blame you for it. They all want to say, oh, the market is complicated, SEBI is not doing its job, IRD is not doing its job, you are the greatest, you are special. Complete bullshit, complete nonsense. Neither are you special, nor are your children special, nor are your parents special. We are all gone through this, so stop blaming the world. अपनी जवाबदारी लो और काम करो. Then the other category who say, oh, I know everything, now tell me which is better. Should I put money in an RD? Should I put money in an FD? Should I put it in gold? Should I put it in mutual funds, direct, indirect, large cap, small case, big case? I don't know where to put. That's fantastic. At least you've started thinking about it. If you don't know anything, start putting money in an index fund. That's a great place to start. As and when you learn, then you can go and decide to create your own portfolio. So right now do that, and don't go to Google and search best companies to invest. It will show up Asian Paints and Pidilite because they're the most talked about. Go and look at the annual returns that you get in each of those companies will last 2-3 years, and you may agree that it may not be the best place to invest. When I look at my portfolio and I see last 1 year return in Nestle is perhaps 2% or 3%, what do you expect me to do? Sell it off? No, I don't. I hold it for 30-40 years, but that's my way of investing. You find your way of investing. Don't copy somebody else. It's not possible. And then the category which says it's too risky to invest. You don't understand the risk of not investing. That's all. When you understand the risk of not investing, you will invest. It's completely stupid to say it's too risky. Of course, it's too risky. But what is a greater risk? At the age of 68, going and telling your children, look, I have no money. You have to look after me. And they're going to say, sorry, boss, bad luck. We have money only for ourselves. We don't have money for you. Don't expect your children to bail you out if you have been stupid not to invest, right? The other one, why should I invest? I'm anyway saving. It won't be sufficient. Your savings will just not grow. It will not grow at a rate of 8, 9, 10% or 12% if inflation is 8, 9, 10%, right? You need to get a real return. Real return means the return that you get after removing inflation, it should give you a positive return. This sends me to another question. आप ये बोल रहे हो that at retirement मेरे पास 5 crore रुपया होगा or something like that. I'll have 5 crores at retirement or 10 crores at retirement. That sounds very impressive, but what will it be after inflation? I don't want to get into an argument with you on this, but look at it this way. It will still be greater than zero. Right now, the path that you're taking is you're going to have a zero fund at retirement, and that is not, I mean, it does not require too much brains to know that you need, we have destroyed the so-called Hindu undivided family, and therefore we will have to invest, right? So when you have to invest, you have to invest. There is no argument about that. Subra, all this is fine, but you come from a very secured place that your father had a house and you have no worry that even if your landlord threw you out, you could go and stay with your parents. Yes, fantastic. My father provided me the security. If you're jealous about it, I'm sorry, but I can't help it. You have to buy a house by all means. I'm not saying don't buy a house. It does not mean you can wait for finishing all your responsibilities before you start investing. That's not on. There's a Tamil saying which says, I will enter the sea after the waves settle down. you'll never be able to enter the sea, right? You have to enter the sea will be wavy. You have to enter equity markets, it will be wavy. The method to enter it, do an SIP. I am not suggesting that the mutual fund is the only way to invest. You can invest in direct equities, but investing in learning is far, far, far more important than waiting on the sidelines saying once the volatility is over, I will invest. It's a joke, nothing else. Bye.